people know him for not throwing picks, right? That's Brady doesn't throw picks. Could you picture him throwing 5 picks and then the Patriots trying to say that, by the way, we're going to say you're injured and start Stidham now for the next couple weeks while we give you time off until he sucks, so then you can magically come back in and then limp into a Super Bowl. Your original question was 2007 versus winning the Super Bowl. I'm sure he'd rather win the Super Bowl, but are you saying would he then call it quits if his choice? Are you saying for a final season would it be 2007 or would it be 2015 Peyton Manning?
I'm not talking final season. I'm just saying you said he doesn't want to be Peyton Manning.
Yeah, if it was not his final season, I think he would rather. Oh man, dude, that's a really good question because we always say Brady's obsessed with winning, would do everything to win, but I don't think everything would include sitting out weeks to help your team win.
As a Brady fan, what would you rather see?
As a Brady fan, I would rather see 2007 and go to the Super Bowl.
So you wouldn't want to see Brady win his 7th Super Bowl?
I know because people would not mark that as a
throw 50 touchdowns. What's the point of the
no, but people wouldn't look at that as a Brady, Super Bowl. They would. People were almost trying to say that the 2018 team carried him in that Super Bowl because, he threw an interception and it was the run game and it was Sony Michel leading the way for New England in that Super Bowl run.
Doesn't that show you?
People love to rip on Brady. If he had that 2015 season that Peyton Manning had, it would be marked down even further. Everyone is like, Manning has 2 Super Bowls, which he does, but if it was Brady who did that, and it was Brady for his 7th ring who did that, they'd be like, yeah, but it's really 6. I guarantee you that would be the storyline. They'd be like, yeah, it's really 6. So how about this? Would you rather have the 2? It's like, would you rather have what 2000? It's pretty much 2017 Brady, right? It won MVP at an old age, and then was spectacular in the Super Bowl, and then still lost, or look atrocious and then win a Super Bowl.
I'd rather win the Super Bowl. We're spoiled. You know how spoiled you sound right now? Winning a Super Bowl is not easy. You just saw Kansas City win it for the first time in 51 years, or 50 years, 52 years, however long it was. The Jets haven't won one. That's a big market. That's New York. It's not easy to win a Super Bowl. Hallmark franchises have it. The Minnesota Vikings haven't. People live their entire lives without seeing a Super Bowl championship.
And the reason I picked this,
you would take fancy stats over a Super Bowl championship.
The reason I picked this is because I'm obsessed with watching Brady play as long as he can. And I know that if he had a season like Peyton Manning did in 2015, that he would probably be done after that. And I would not want him to be done after that. Whereas if he had a season as he did in 2017 or 2007, I could at least rest assured that I would watch Brady play another season. Whereas if it was the 2015 Manning season, Brady missed games because of an injury, threw 5 picks and got himself benched, and then limped into the playoffs, that would be it. That would 100% be it. Whether it was this age 43 season or age 44 season, that would be it, and I wouldn't want him to end that way. I couldn't imagine Brady limping out like that. Tom Sr. said it. He said it's going to be an ugly, ugly departure from the two entities, Brady and the Patriots. It's going to be an ugly departure because he's not going to limp out like that.
I will say the Brady's obviously number 1 for me, but number 2 athlete, and I think I can speak for most Boston fans in our age group, is David Ortiz. And look at David Ortiz's final season, age 40, 2016. He leads the AL in OPS. He's hitting close to 40 home runs, batting .320, and the team is good but loses in the ALDS, and he still walks away. And I know they're different, but they're both beloved characters. David Ortiz is a 3-time World Series champion.
Yep.
World Series MVP. I know different sports, but still, he still left while he was statistically at the top of his game. You don't know. What if Brady's, I've done all I can do? What if he's even more discouraged? He's like, because I do that, and at 43 years old, and I still don't win? I don't know. Maybe it'd be more incentive to say, wow, I can play like such crap and still win a Super Bowl. Imagine how good we'll be. Let's just say I really wasn't healthy, and I can be more healthy and I can be the way I was in 2019 as league average, and we would have won even more. Who knows? You can't get it. Get into a psyche that much.
I think, it does come into psyche, and it depends what the genuine relationship between Brady and Belichick is. If it is as heated as Wickersham had reported, and as we all think it is, that ugly relationship between Brady and Belichick, it would be the Belichick knockout punch if Brady was played atrocious like Manny did in 2015, and the Patriots still won. That would Belichick would be laughing and being like, "Yup, it's me," and then I don't think if it was like that, Brady wouldn't want that.
Relationship. I can almost guarantee you
that
is not their relationship. No. Do I think that there's disagreements between them? Yes. Do I think there might be some minor hostility? Yes. Do I think that Tom Brady, after all these years, wishes that he did get more preferential treatment from Belichick? Yes. Do I ever think that Belichick, the way Skip Bayless thinks, do I think that that Belichick ever revels in Tom Brady and Tom Brady's misfortune, or actively looks to hinder Tom Brady the most he can while also winning? No, I don't think that. I think Bill Belichick is obsessed with the New England Patriots winning football games, and he wants to put Tom Brady in the best situation to succeed. And I think you don't win 6 Super Bowls. Look across the league. Look at the Celtics last year. They were one of the most talented teams, and they were toxic. When you have when dynamics are as toxic as you think they are, to the point of a coach laughing at his quarterback's failures, that team's not winning. That's not a winning team. And that Wickersham report came out 2 years ago, and in the subsequent 2 years, they made the Super Bowl and barely lost, and then they won. So there's tension, but I don't think there's real malice.
I agree. I always retweet Skip's tweets that say sabotagery on the part by the coach Belichick. Yeah, I don't think it's Belichick intentionally sabotaging the Patriots offense. Although the point that Skip did make against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, that was kind of interesting, refusing to put Malcolm Butler in on defense. That's besides the point. We won't get into that Super Bowl, or we could, but we
can do like a rewatchables podcast the same way Bill Simmons does, like rewatch a game and kind of do like a live.
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting. All right, Malcolm Butler not in there. Coach Belichick doesn't. You know how Belichick always hurdles the defense and says, "We just got to do our job," and like stuff like it. Didn't at one time talk to the defense. Left Matt Patricia on an island, and let a backup quarterback win.
But that would be to lose the game. But wouldn't it make more sense if he said like the same way he did in 2010? And granted, it was only a possession, but he sat Welker out because of the Rex Ryan foot comments. Wouldn't it make
hilarious,
sense,
by the way. Hilarious. It was worth it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, in general, I could see if he was like, yeah, Gronk, you're sitting, or Cooks, or Edelman, or Amendola, just anyone, Hogan, like any of the core players offensive players on that team. I could see, like that's sabotage. But you realize...
Well, the issue wasn't offense that game.
What?
The issue wasn't offense that game.
No, what I'm saying is, if Belichick's sole goal is to win the media narrative, then he would try to do what's best for his defense. He would want his defense to shine through the way it did in Super Bowl 53. That would be the ideal. I don't think there was any... I don't think having the defense plays where sabotages Brady, because it hurt him. I could see if it was something where he hurts the offense to lift up, in his mind, lift up the defense. No, that makes no sense. It makes no sense because Belichick is not going to bite his nose to spite his face. He's not.
Yeah. But that is a good point you make. He wouldn't want to sabotage his defense since Belichick is known as the defensive guy.
Yeah, Belichick's a defensive guy. You think he wants to give up 41 points to Nick freaking Foles?
It was just an interesting situation. The Malcolm Butler thing is what caused me the most concern.
Malcolm Butler, isn't it? Malcolm Butler for the past 3 years hasn't been a good football player.
Okay, I guarantee you he would have been better than Eric Rowe in that game. I guarantee you he would have been better.
Well, you know what?
Come on. Do you think that Malcolm Butler, his nickname was Scrap? Sure, Malcolm Butler was out of position. Sure, he wasn't the most talented guy, but would he have tried to make a play in on jump balls or into the back of the end zone on plays like that? I don't know. I think it might have been different though.
Who knows? And I think everything's kind of balanced out. I think there have been Super Bowls that we probably should have lost that we won. Most notably, I would say Super Bowl 51. There have been Super Bowls we probably should have won but lost. I think at the end, in 6-3, and the Brady Belichick era in the Super Bowl it's been. I think we've got what we've deserved.
Yeah, and just to wrap up the Brady thing before we move on to a couple of the other quarterbacks, like you said, Robert Kraft said that he wants Brady to stay. He's not going to let anything happen. Kraft was quoted as saying today, or actually last night at an Oscar party Sunday night, Robert Kraft said, quote, "You know what I want," when he was asked about Brady. So, I mean, Brady, I think, will come back. I think you're right about that. I do hope that they give him help, though. And you can't disagree with that. The lack of help on offense this year was interesting. I know Belichick did try with Antonio Brown. He did try with Josh Gordon. And he did try with Mohamed Sanu. So you're right. It wasn't Belichick's fault. It was just it was whiffs, I guess you could say.
And one last point. Kobe Bryant passed away 2 weeks ago. Obviously, terrible tragedy. But separated Kobe Bryant from almost every other great player, especially of modern sports. He played his entire career with the Lakers. Do you think that Tom sees that and says, do I want, and Kobe definitely had his rips with the Lakers. He went on national TV and on the radio before the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol and said he wanted to trade it. It's not like that was a perfect relationship for 20 plus years. Do you think that Brady sees someone like that and says, hey, Joe Montana left, Peyton Manning left, Brett Favre left. I want to be one of the only ones, especially in this era of player mobility in all sports. I was a New England Patriot from day one.
I think that.
I took a team that was going to get moved to, I forget where they were going to get moved, but I remember Kraft said they were going to move the team to nowhere.
To Hartford, Connecticut.
Was it Hartford?
I believe it was in that northern region of Connecticut. I believe so.
Well, he took a team that was so bad that no one wanted to show up and watch it, and probably a top 5 sports city in the country. No one wanted to bother with their football team.
It was New England fans couldn't watch their Patriots play because in the old blackout rules was if the stadium wasn't sold out for their games in the actual seats, they wouldn't air the game locally because they'd be like, no, you should be showing up to the games. That changed since Kraft started owning the team. Every single game, home game, was able to be aired locally because the seats were sold out.
Yeah. And I think that, Kraft told Brady about that. Who knows? I think that edge and that familiarity and the fact that Brady knows the team will never bottom out as long as he's there with Bill. I think that holds the most weight at the end of the day. But
yeah.
Again,
and I think Belichick at this point in his career wants to rack up wins too. He knows if he has Brady, he'll probably at least get 11 wins, 10, 11, 12 wins each year. All right, here's another 11. Here's another 12. And Belichick doesn't want to have yeah, I'm sure he wants to prove that it's a lot him, but I don't think he wants to have a 5-11 Bledsoe year, to be honest again.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we both agree that Brady will stay, and I think we both hope that he stays. Your second favorite quarterback? First favorite quarterback? Second favorite? First favorite? Kirk Cousins.
Pretty much the way I'll describe it is picture children.
Yeah.
You have your first kid.
Yes.
And this kid's a superstar. He's straight A's. He's on a roll. President of National Honor Society. He's on the football team, baseball team. Everyone loves him. Second kid, and he's going to Harvard. The second kid, he's smart. He's really good. But, he gets a few B's on his report card, and he gets picked on in some ways. He's still really good. He's still a good athlete, whatever. He's going to a BU level school. But, he's not a first kid. So that's why I have to give him a little bit more attention. I have to give him a little more pick-me-up. And that's where I am with Kirk.
But then the B kid finally just turned into semester report cards with A's, right?
Yeah.
After all these B years, he finally turned in some with A's. He got an A, a couple A minuses. He did okay.
Yeah, he might be transferring across the river. You don't know, so we'll have to see.
Who knows? So Kirk Cousins, what's his deal? He has one more year on his 3-year, $80 million contract, I believe.
Yeah, fully guaranteed.